Action.
Happy Friday to you. I'm Jennifer Nittoso, coming to you live from Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport in Atlanta, the world's busiest airport. Our second live broadcast together, checking out the comings and goings of the airport on a Friday afternoon. Nothing going on here on a Friday in Atlanta. If you're on the chat, give us a shout out, say hello. We're teeing up here on the northern runways, the runways on the northern side of the airport. Our first flight. Looking there at Delta Airlines flight 1243. Coming around the bend. That is headed for Little Rock. That is a Boeing 717. Scheduled to arrive in Little Rock, 314. Touching down right now, Delta Flight 533 coming in from DC. That's an Airbus A321. Wheels down there. Coming in about 25 minutes early. Spirit Airlines coming in right now. That is flight 806 coming in from Las Vegas. Scheduled for a 3:12 arrival, coming in early on that Airbus A321. Good afternoon to you, Chris. Thanks for coming back. About to touch down, Southwest Airlines flight 2879 coming from Indianapolis. That's a Boeing 737. Wheels down there, coming in early. Hey there, Darmok. How are you today? Gearing up to go here on flight 1243 to Little Rock. That's a Boeing 717. Wheels are up. Scheduled for a 3:14 Central Time arrival in Little Rock. We are up above 1,000 feet. Sitting at 82 degrees here at Hartsfield-Jackson. Winds are variable at 7 miles an hour. It is, by early June Atlanta standards, pretty nice out there today. The humidity levels are very low. Last I checked, the dew point was like in the 40s, which is like crazy for Atlanta in the summertime. I don't think it's supposed to last very long. Yeah, the dew point right now is 45 degrees. That's like, I don't know, February dew point, not June dew point. Hello, Richard Spreckley from Liverpool, where it is currently 7:50 p.m. Thank you, thank you. Birthday was good. Watched an absolutely obscene horror movie called Terrifier 2 with a couple friends of mine. Gross, like disgusting, vile, awful. Loved it. And had a Cold Stone ice cream cake with coffee ice cream in it and Heath bars on top. Also obscene, vile, disgusting. Loved it. I'm not a huge cake person, but ooh, do I love me some ice cream cake. Delta Airlines Flight 2306, headed for Knoxville in a Boeing 717. Wheels up. Yeah, so far so good there, Chris, but I mean, are you trying to put a curse on us or what? A lot of early arrivals right now. Hopefully we can keep it that way. Like I said, the weather is very quiet here today, so hopefully that is going to help keep things on time. Hello, WestJust 30 from Atlanta. From me, Jen, also in Atlanta, sort of. Atlanta suburbs. On its way out there, we've got Southwest Airlines Flight 2029. That is headed for Indianapolis. It's a Boeing 737. Scheduled for a 2:40 takeoff. Close enough, right? Scheduled for a 4:05 Eastern landing time in Indianapolis. Wheels are up. Flying pencil due in at 3:02 from Bogota. Interesting, interesting. I have some new, and I use the term new very loosely, new to our broadcast cheeseball sound effects. all ready to go on the old iPhone today, so, you know, look out. Delta Flight 461 to Phoenix. It's an Airbus A321. Picking up speed. Wheels are up. It's a 2-year-old plane right there. Above 1,000 feet and climbing. Rolling out. Delta Airlines Flight 1893. That is headed for Toronto. That's an Airbus A320. Scheduled for a 4:44 p.m. arrival in Toronto. Wheels are up and we're climbing. WestJet 30 in Atlanta. What part of town do you live in or work in? Where are you listening / watching from? Asking in a friendly way, not in a stalker way. Coming in right now, Alaska Airlines Flight 334 coming from Seattle. That's a Boeing 737. I don't know. Cool, cool, cool. Chris is east of Baton Rouge. How's the weather today in Baton Rouge? Wow, so even better than yesterday. 187% humidity. Too bad a little bit of that northwesterly flow that nudged in here is giving us a relatively nice day. Couldn't make its way a little bit further west for you guys. Touching down right now, Delta Airlines Flight 1879 coming in from Indianapolis. Wheels down about 20 minutes early. That's a Boeing 737-832. That one in the distance. Gosh, are we there already? That's a flight coming in from Paris. That was Delta Airlines Flight 89 that we saw. On the other side coming in. American Airlines about to round the bend. That is Flight 980. Is it though? I think my flight tracker might have the info reversed on this one. Because it says it's going from Dallas to Atlanta. And obviously, that's not right. Do a little reboot on my friend here. Coming in. Gosh, I hope I pronounced this right. Is it a Pilatus PC-12? Yeah, this still says this flight is from Dallas to Atlanta. I'm no expert, but I think maybe that's not quite right. But if it is, it will get from Dallas to Atlanta by 1:39 p.m., going through the little-known wormhole present at Hartsfield-Jackson. Not very many people know about it, so you guys don't tell anybody. It's our secret.
Feel protected under our roof with auto and home coverage.
It's our wormhole music. Pet peeve. Rick Knabb is looking at a GFS model of 9 days out. Nothing is accurate that far out. Yeah, as a retired meteorologist, I can tell you those long-range models are good for sizing up trends. Much wetter, much drier, much hotter, much colder. Big systems, brewing out in the Atlantic. But for pinpoint accuracy forecasts, yeah, anything beyond 5 days, not necessarily the most accurate. This private flight coming in from Tampa. Again, is it Pilatus? Pilatus? Pilates? It's a Pilates plane. If I had a private plane, I might do Pilates on it. What is a wormhole? A wormhole is like a rip in the space-time continuum through which you can travel to other parts of the universe and or multiverse. Not exactly the most, don't have the most expertise on time travel and wormholes, but most people think it's fiction, but we clearly know better here. Coming in right now. That is Delta Flight 2169 coming from Montreal. Keeping me busy with the sound effects here. That's a Boeing 717 coming in early. The first one you pronounced is correct. And now I can't remember what the first one is, Chris. Our camera person today I believe is Maji. I'm about to get corrected though. It is Maji. Hey Maji. She works for us. She's airport adjacent, working hard, hopefully staying cool. Coming in right now, Delta Airlines flight 1331 from Pittsburgh on a Boeing 737. Coming in bang on a half hour early. If you're just joining us, it is 3 p.m. local time at Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport, the world's busiest airport. I'm Jennifer Nittoso. I am your host for Atlanta Flights Live. This is our second broadcast together. Yesterday was the premiere. I see many of you have come back for more punishment. Very glad to see you again. Shout out to Show Nuff. Yeah, what can I say? Show enough. It's for like science fiction nerds. Which, I don't know. I guess I'm one of? I'm not like a Star Trek freak, but definitely like the paranormal stuff, the time travel stuff. Here we are. Delta Flight 31 coming from London on a Boeing 767. I believe that counts as a heavy, right, you guys? A 767? Hello, Luke, coming from New Zealand. Time travel, because it's already tomorrow there. Gurkenholbel. Sorry if I'm butchering that. Checking in from Germany. Thinking about marrying an airport in your next life. Thanks for joining us. Love seeing people from all over the world checking in. Coming around the bend, that's Delta Flight 726 headed for Boston. That's an Airbus A321. Confirmation that a 767 counts as a heavy. Can somebody tell me, like, what's the cutoff for a heavy? Like a 757 still a heavy, or is it above 757? Touching down, Delta Flight 1301, coming from JFK. That's a Boeing 737. 757 is the cutoff. Twin aisles in the plane, says Matt White. Oh, so 757, Chris says, is no longer a heavy. So it's 767 or bust. That's Flight 726 headed for Boston, taking off right there. Scheduled for a 5:39 arrival. That's an Airbus A321. I guess I'm gonna need to find a song with the word either heavy in it or perhaps implied to play for the heavies. What you got, guys? Give me some recommendations. That's a Bombardier right there, Bombardier Challenger 300. All right, heavies. Boeing 767, 787, 777, A330, A340, A350, A380, Tiger Moth biplane. I don't know if we get to see those at Hartsfield-Jackson. I'll be on the lookout for the Tiger Blood plane, for sure. Coming in right now from Milan, Delta Flight 175. That is a Boeing 767 heavy. Till I get something better. That plane is in over an hour early. Taking off, Delta Flight 1005, headed for Detroit, Boeing 737. Let's see what's up in Detroit right now. 79 degrees. Winds out of the west at 9 miles an hour. 2,704 departures expected from Detroit in the next 7 days. Wow, we are busy. That's a Virgin Atlantic flight 109V coming from Manchester, which I recognize is not Liverpool, but that is sort of your neck of the woods. Everybody give it up for Richard, who lives not in Manchester where that flight is from. That was an Airbus A330. Another one coming in a solid hour early. Teeing up, Spirit Airlines Flight 2703, headed to Dallas. That's an Airbus A320. .93 degrees right now at DFW. Winds out of the southeast at 7 miles an hour. Average delay of 21 minutes. Coming out of Dallas Fort Worth right now. Flight 2703 heading down the runway. Wheels are up. I just think I made the connection. The bananas are for the Spirit planes that are yellow. LOL. That's funny. I don't know why I didn't pick up on that yesterday. I thought you were just being like, ooh, airplanes are bananas. No, that plane is bananas. Got it. Landing right now, Delta 2270 coming in from Philadelphia. That's a Boeing 757. So if it's not a heavy, is it like a medium, a moderate, an intermediate? That flight on the ground about 20 minutes early out of Philadelphia. On deck there is Flight 2524 to New Orleans. Landing right now. Delta Flight 35 coming in from Edinburgh. That's a Boeing 767. Ooh, ooh. For the heavy.
South ready for taxi. 2625 runway 27 right taxi to the standard taxi. Delta 2625.
Yeah, it's 12:15 left. It's the ramp number 1. Have a great day.
All right. That's our New Orleans flight. Rolling out. Flight 2524. It's a Boeing 757. That is a 23-year-old plane. So just a smidge younger than me. Wheels are up. And we're climbing. Let's see. New Orleans right now, 91 degrees. Winds out of the north-northwest at 9 miles an hour. The busiest route out of New Orleans is New Orleans to Atlanta. All right, coming around the bend. That is Delta Flight 1842. That is headed for Kansas City. It's a Boeing 757. That flight to Kansas City, scheduled for a 4:12 Central arrival time. Coming in right now from Charlotte. That is Delta Flight 2320, Boeing 717, landing 30 minutes early. Rolling out. Our flight to Kansas City, 1842. Wheels are up. Wheels down right now for Delta 1574 coming in from Raleigh-Durham. Just a few minutes early. Boeing 757 there. Chris says we should see the United 767. They are older than dirt. That is funny. And, I guess unless you're flying on it, then not so much. Okay. Those departures are really stacking up right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 just right on up on each other. Our camera person, Maji, unfortunately cannot hear me, but we have a psychic connection because she's panning over all those planes, getting in line. Bringing up the rear for the moment is that Frontier flight. That one's headed for Cincinnati. Rolling out right now, that's a Delta connection, flight 4151. It's a Mitsubishi CRJ-900. And for whatever reason, the flight location or the destination is not available. So one can only assume that it's going in the wormhole. Wormhole flight. I'm very easily amused by my own sound effects. And as you will notice, all of my cool pop cultural references are really not all that cool because they're from the last millennium. Not all of them, but a lot of them. Rolling out right now. Delta Flight 662 to San Francisco. It's a Boeing 737. Looking at a 5:05 Pacific arrival there. Let's play guess the temperature in San Francisco. 63 degrees right now. Winds out of the west at 16 miles an hour. Lifting off right now. Delta 2377 to Cleveland, Airbus A321. Does Alaska fly into Atlanta? Yeah, we saw some Air Alaska flights or Alaska Airlines flights yesterday. I don't know if they come direct or not. They may come through Seattle. I'm not sure about that. Coming down in the distance there, I believe that was American Airlines coming in from Phoenix. Taking off right now, Delta Connection, operated by Endeavor Air. That's flight 5110, headed to Evansville, Mitsubishi CRJ 900. Above 1,000 feet and going. Coming in. That is Delta 2739 coming from Windsor Locks, Boeing 737. Next up in the Congo line, we've got Delta Flight 2857 headed for Harrisburg. It's a Boeing 717. Wheels up for Harrisburg. This is Delta Flight 526 headed to Salt Lake City. Airbus A321, 3-year-old plane. Salt Lake City right now is at 79 degrees with variable winds at 4 miles an hour. Wheels up there. There's our Frontier flight that was at the back of the line. That is flight 1698 to Cincinnati, Airbus A320. Two-year-old plane there. Looks like a snow owl on the tail, I think. You guys, we have some owls who live in our backyard. They are very chatty, like from about 9 to 11 o'clock at night. Sometimes there's 2 or 3 of them out there. They are loud. They're a little creepy. I'm not entirely sure they're not plotting against us. Okay, taking off right there. That's a Beech 390 Premier IA. Destination unknown. Chris is getting psyched for another arrival from Amsterdam. Quickie rolling out, Delta Flight 1137 to Nashville. It's a Boeing 737. That flight is just a little bit over an hour. Should Land in Nashville, 3:26 Central Time. Wheels are up there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I can't even count that high. There's 142 planes in line. Not really, but there are a whole bunch.
Have good ones, 1375. Bring us up 2147, Victor Louis, 4 ramp 3.
2147, let around, going Foxtrot to ramp 3, have a nice day.
Foxtrot 3, go 2147.
All right. Coming in right now. There you go.
Ground up 248. 248.
Coming in from Amsterdam.
310 at 5.
That is Delta Flight 75. That is an Airbus 350. Coming in a little over 45 minutes early. Delta connection to Bloomington. That's Flight 4116, Mitsubishi CRJ 900, LR. Wheels are up and climbing above 1,000 feet there.
Ground afternoon, 2177, Victor Louis, ramp 2.
2177, Atlanta, ground at afternoon, with Foxtrot to ramp 2.
2177.
Coming in from Bentonville, that's Delta Airlines Flight 709 and a Boeing 717, wheels down there.
12 heavy, land around, with Foxtrot to ramp number 2.
Those regional jets of Deltas will be replaced by the Alien, right? They already have, Darmok. Don't tell anyone. It's too late for us. Delta connection. Flight 4124 headed for Charleston. That's a Mitsubishi CRJ 900. Quick flight, 4:47, expected arrival time in Charleston. Southwest Airlines, Flight 254, headed for Houston. That is a Boeing 737 MAX 8. Brand new. This is my newly designated brand new plane music. I chose it because it's the first one that came up on a playlist on Spotify. So I put like a ton of thought into that.
And ground L 1963, we're approaching 5 north, need to transition to ramp 6.
Looks like 1963, left, you make a right on Foxtrot.
Touching down, that's an American Eagle flight. Flight number 5412, coming from Charlotte.
running down to low, runway 26 left, taxi via Foxtrot.
26 left via Foxtrot, go for 26. Lima, Juliet, Mike, Lima, Charlie. Juliet, Mike, Lima, Charlie.
Join Foxtrot to ramp number 2.
Foxtrot,
Sorry, I misread that. Foxtrot report, have a nice day.
Foxtrot 4 down there. Jet to the left, 50 at ramp 3, give way to a Delta 717 inbound. 77. I'm at place 679, door to Mike, runway 3. 2699 ground, into 3, the officer, JetBlue will wait for you. Into 3, thank you, good day, now place 679. 6.
Verging on a bottleneck there at the bend. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 planes almost right on top of each other there. First to go, Delta Flight 2389, headed for Albany. Airbus A320. That is a 32-year-old plane, friends. That means it has to use a little bit of a CBD stick on the landing gear, just a little. Wheels up for Albany.
19-1 for Tower, Delta 3, Delta 2753. Ground up to
Making the turn,
90, yeah.
Delta Flight 840 to Denver.
29.
Airbus A321.
Departure, we first gear 7 right, set transition all the way to the north side. Ground up to 43 on the big
That was Delta Flight 976 that just flew by in the background coming in from Baltimore. So 757.
Around with Foxtrot to ramp 3, have a nice day.
Fox 3, thanks, Southwest 46.
Eight 840 for Denver. Flight 840 for Denver. Picking up speed now. Scheduled for a 4:30 Mountain Time arrival on that Airbus A321.
Runway 493, running down to low, runway 26 left, taxi via Gulf and Echo.
26 left via Gulf Echo, 919. Delta 69 joining Mike for renting. Delta 690 ground, taxi Mike 2. Mike 2.
This is Delta Flight 814, headed for Seattle.
19-3, JetBlue, 50 feet.
That is a Boeing 737. Wheels are up there. 4:10 Pacific Time arrival anticipated for Flight 814.
Hondo 3 is with you, approach 5 north.
271 taken.
I think my flight tracker is lacking just a little bit.
Runway 26 left, taxi via Foxtrot dash.
That's a Delta Connection 3908 headed for Fort Wayne. It's a Mitsubishi CRJ -900 LR. 5:12 Eastern Time arrival anticipated.
493, good on to the tower, 19-1, have a lovely day.
Up over 1,000 feet and climbing. This is Delta Flight 2128, headed to Wichita on a Boeing 717. Wichita right now, 88 degrees, winds are calm. Wichita is the Dwight D. Eisenhower National Airport. A whopping 219 departures expected there in the next 7 days. Bless your heart, Wichita. Touching down. That is an Endeavor Air Delta connection. Flight 4942 coming from Blounteville. Arriving on time. Well, actually arriving early. Mitsubishi CRJ-900 LR.
Have a great day.
91, I'm going to 1243.
Teeing up.
Around 730, taxi. United 730 ground.
That is United Airlines Flight 652 headed for Houston. Airbus A319. 19-year-old plane, so, you know, starting to make bad life choices. Wheels up there. 4:34 Central Time arrival expected.
Canada 1019.
Canada 1019, Echo, short of Foxtrot 5.
Short Fox 5, or Canada 1019.
Canada 1019, so we have a taxi we're supposed to hit at the base of the tower, so we're unable to take you up taxiway Delta for ramp 8. So we'll report Foxtrot 5, and you're going to call ramp 5.
Banana incoming.
Transition down to the
Spirit
south line,
Airlines.
and then frequency is
Flight 98 coming from Newark. Airbus A320.
Short Fox 5, over to ramp 5, 2937.
Wheels are down there. Delta Flight 1605 headed for Houston. Rolling out right now. Airbus A321. Wheels up there.
730, release at 45, board off by 49, monitor tower 100.3.
Touching down. Delta connection. Flight 4931 coming in from Chattanooga. Wheels down. That's a Mitsubishi CRJ-701 ER.
Round at 230641
Heading out. Delta connection. 5350. Headed to Alexandria. Mitsubishi CRJ-701 ER. 20-year-old flight. Not flight. 20-year-old plane. Look at all those flights lined up. Here's for all of our planes lined up. Delta Flight 2473 coming in from Chicago Midway on an Airbus A320. For all of our flights lined up, a little domino dancing. I get 30 seconds, Chris. 30 seconds or less, and then I'm out. Delta Flight 377, headed for LAX on an Airbus A321. Oh, that's a brand new plane. I believe you can use 30 seconds or less without infringing on copyright. I guess we're going to find out the hard way, right? Coming in from Milwaukee, that's Delta Flight 1281. Rolling out here, Delta Flight 1703, headed to Bentonville. That's a Boeing 717. Wheels up there. Coming in, Delta Flight 1418. That is coming from Providence on an Airbus A320. 30-year-old plane starting to grapple with all of their bad life choices. Got about half a dozen flights stacked up around the bend.
Runway 27 right, Lima Charlie, via the standard taxi.
Standard taxi, 27 right, Lima Charlie Delta, 27.
First up in that group, Delta Connection Flight 3889 to Lafayette, or Lafayette, depending on who you ask. I have a friend from Lafayette, and she calls it Lafayette. That's a Mitsubishi CRJ 900 LR.
Rookie 82, Towers 193, lovely day.
93, Towers 280.
Touching down. Delta Flight 848 from LaGuardia. That one is running a wee bit late. Was scheduled for a 2:35 arrival.
Ground Delta 195 Heavy,
Heading out.
Short of 5.
Delta 5525 to Moline.
Central Flight 1511, go ahead and monitor the tower, 923, have a nice day.
Right behind that, Delta 1737 to Springfield. It's a Boeing 717. Arriving. Delta 815 coming from Dallas Fort Worth. Airbus A321. Wheels are down there. Taking off. Delta 1084 to Lexington, excuse me. It's a Boeing 717.
Have a great day, guys. American out of ramp 1, then taxi via Foxtrot.
Delta Flight 1739 headed to Austin. It's an Airbus A321. Wheels are up there. Somebody in the chat tell me something cool you're doing this weekend. Make me jelly. Arriving, Delta Flight 2178 from Newark, Boeing 737. I will accept both real and imagined plans for the weekend. Hitting my not-so-secret addiction. My Diet Coke there, my big bucket of Diet Coke.
November 527 Romeo Bravo, Atlanta ground, continue on Alpha to signature.
Looks like we got a little bit of a lull right here. Little bit. Not for long, I'm sure.
Have a lovely day.
601 is ground Delta 601 is
Still sitting at 82 degrees at Hartsfield-Jackson at this hour. Wind is calm.
Delta 601 Atlanta ground, runway 27 right for departure. Taxi via Gulf short of Foxtrot, expected transition to ramp 5.
right, Delta 601.
Average departure delay of 15 minutes, average arrival delay of 5 minutes right now. Owls are dangerous. They are birds of prey. And if you happen to watch The Staircase, there's a theory that owls are murderers. Anybody watch that on HBO? Staircase? Colin Firth, Toni Collette. He goes on trial for her murder. And one of the theories of the defense is that she was actually murdered by an owl. Sounds insane, but within the framework of the show, it seemed like slightly plausible. There's the documentary on Netflix, And then there is the based on a true story series on HBO, which I really enjoyed. I like true crime. Any other true crime freaks in the chat?
All aircraft departure is November now, Colonel Smear 2986. Alaska 334, Victor 4, Delta 3. Alaska 334, Atlanta ground.
Since we're slow here for a second, we're going to get a little 7th inning stretch. Sports metaphors, sports ball. Just means that I'm going to stand up for a second. Ooh, now you can hear all of my parts clack and crick and crack.
Anybody down there? Bound, Delta 601 to 5 South.
Delta 601 on and down, good afternoon, runway 27 right, Lima Charlie, you'll be straight ahead on Mike, skip Lima.
Oof. I don't see a way in this universe where I don't butcher that name, but hello from the Netherlands, from... Oh. I mean, I could say the last part, Han. That, I can't mess that up, right? Hello, Netherlands. From Atlanta. Thanks for being here. Luva de Han? Luva de Han? I don't know, you guys. My last name is not the easiest to pronounce. People butcher it all the time, so I really try not to mess up other people's name. It sounds like, well, is that Louis or Louis? Louis? All right, woo! Frisian name. I'm gonna have to Google that too.
So we're good, Monster Tower on 19-3. Have a great day.
Since it's a little slow out there on the runway, that gives me time to do so. Frisian. What dat? Frisian, relating to Frisia or Friesland. Thank you. New Oxford American Dictionary, so helpful. Closely related group of West Germanic languages spoken by about 500,000 Frisian people who live on the southern fringes of the North Sea in the Netherlands and Germany. Well, there you have it, folks.
Delta 726, Atlanta ground, give me the 73 off your left and taxi 26 left via Foxtrot.
Via Foxtrot to 26 left, we'll get way to the 73, so let's Delta 726. Ground, good afternoon, Challenger 304, Kilo Charlie over at St. Sherwood, Zulu, ready taxi.
Calendar 304, Kilo Charlie, Atlanta ground, expect runway 26 left for departure, and hold short of Alpha on taxiway Alpha 5, if able.
Frontier coming in on one of the southern runways right there. the part of the Bobcat livery. Oh, and it's from Guatemala City. Pow, 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 pow. Back on our northern runways, coming in from Jacksonville, flight 2990. That's a Boeing 757. Did we come up with a nickname for not a heavy? A medium? A meaty? A middle? A midi? A midi. Midi, right? Either you're a heavy or a midi or a teeny. Little private planes can be teenies. It's like not exactly brilliant there on my part, but we do not stream from the parking deck, Darmok. We generally are coming from in and around the Renaissance. All right, our departures are stacking back up again. This is a Delta Connection, flight 4944 headed for Chattanooga in a Mitsubishi CRJ-701ER. What will I call it if an A380 comes in? I'll call it whatever you tell me to call it. You want me to call it a pineapple? Fruit salad? A pina colada? And extra chunky? I mean, really. I told you guys yesterday. You're the OGs. You get a lot of creative control right now. Okay. Oh, little glitch in the matrix. Hold on. Rolling out here. Delta flight 2708. Headed for Pittsburgh. That's a Boeing 737. I assume you mean that the airplanes look great. And they say thank you. Mark Aldridge checking in from Oxfordshire. Thanks for being with us today. Glad to have you. Touching down right now, that is Delta flight 2934 coming from St. Louis. About a half hour ahead of schedule on a Boeing 737. An A380 is a super. Or the king. Okay. Wait, are they a king or a queen? Which is it? Make up your mind. I mean, I'm cool with either. Delta flight 2690 headed for Syracuse on an Airbus A320. 24-year-old plane. Scheduled for a 5:57 Eastern arrival. Three planes in the bend right now. Do we have a KLM? I believe we do. I'm pretty sure we do. Taking off, Delta Flight 374, headed for Dallas-Fort Worth. 5:04 Central arrival time expected. That's an Airbus A321. 5-year-old plane. Wheels up. We're glad you found us, Louie. 'Cause I'm the queen of the sky. The queen of the sky. Whitney, gone too soon. Flight Delta Flight 1008 headed for Cincinnati. Boeing 737 wheels are up there. Ooh, that was my chair making a noise. Woo! I think some of my screws might be loose. On my chair. Frontier. That is Ed, Edwin, and Eddie the Penguins on the tail. FYI. Headed for Salt Lake City. That is a bepenguined Airbus A320. Scheduled for a 5:43 mountain arrival. Hey, €5. Rock and roll. Thanks, Louie. What's the exchange rate today? Anybody know?
2703. Just keep that speed up past ramp 5 when we please. And monitor tower 119.1. Good day. I give it the speed up past 5, 19.1 for wing 2732.
Tower on 19.3. Have a nice day.
You know, we had a whole cluster of international flights when we first started. My air horn was getting a workout, but we have not had very many in the last hour or so. Keep in mind, though, there is the international terminal. We are at the domestic terminal, so. Chris says a KLM flight from Amsterdam comes in around 8 p. All right, touching down right now. That is JetBlue, flight 2814, coming from LaGuardia. Wheels down there. Coming in pretty much on time. That's an Airbus A320. 14 years old, so, you know, giving its parents lots of attitude.
160 tower is 19.3. Have a nice day.
Good afternoon, Delta 31 Heavy 5 down
Delta 31 Heavy, perfect. Left on Lima to Random 8. Have a nice day.
Lima, Random 8.
Delta 1842, where are you going?
We are going short of Lima to the north side.
Okay, Delta 1842. You're going to skip Lima.
Parked in the bend right there is Delta Flight 742, headed for Seattle. It's a Boeing 757.
And then 9 into 1. Have a great day, guys.
See you, thank you.
Fevzi Yavuz. Oh, gosh, I hope I'm not saying that wrong. Welcome to the chat.
Delta 1620, Lima to ramp 4. Have a nice day. Delta 1842. Once you make that right-hand turn on Mike, you're going to go down to ramp number 5. And you can call ramp 5 for the transition to the north side.
I'll get right on Mike and we'll call ramp 5 for the transition of 1842.
I got ramp down to 791. Let's call it down with November.
Delta 791, Atlanta now. Good afternoon. Runway 27 right Lima Charlie via the standard taxi.
We appreciate your support, Louie.
Delta 791.
P.S. We will eventually do some broadcasts from the international terminal. We are equal opportunity terminalists. We're very inclusive here
Thank you.
at Atlanta
And,
Flights.
Flight 98.
All terminals welcome.
Turn on the left foot of
Delta Flight
Juliet.
742 headed for Seattle. That's a Boeing 757. Scheduled for a 5:36 Pacific arrival.
Let's go Mike. Skip Lima and make a right hand turn on Mike for Juliet.
Ground, Tug 1, Alpha 3.
Tug 1.
Got an Airbus for 6 north.
6 north. Okay, Tug 1, left on Alpha, hold short of runway 26 right at Delta.
Short of 26 right at Delta, Tug 1.
Delta 2524, monitor tower 19-1. Good day.
19-1, you see Delta 2524.
Ground Delta 175 Heavy is clearing 26 left. We got a gate change. We're going to Echo 27 now, but they told us to try to go through ramp 5, so we can get in front of it. Okay, Delta 175 Heavy, go straight into ramp 5. Good day. It's negative. We want to go to 6 because they changed our gate to Echo 27. Okay, is this 6 north? Yes, we're 27. Okay, Delta 175 Heavy, Echo Delta, then and call ramp 6. Echo Delta, contact ramp 6. Thank you, call Delta 135 Heavy.
Atlanta ground, training set 6 at the PLT.
Training set 6.
Have a 717 for ramp 4.
We are still sitting at 82 degrees here at Hartsfield-Jackson International,
Hold short call. Training set 6.
the world's busiest airport. It is 4:08 p. local time. I'm Jennifer Nittoso. If you are just popping in, this is our second live broadcast together from Hartsfield-Jackson. Yesterday, day one, stunning success. 5 stars, no notes. Thanks to everybody who has rejoined us from yesterday, and very excited to have our new people in the chat too.
5 north, ready for taxi.
Touching down right now, that is Delta Flight 376 coming in from Logan. Airbus A321. 4-year-old plane. Still has the occasional tantrum. There's our Alaska flight.
Ground, Tug 1.
Let's see, where are you at? Where are you at on my tracker?
Gonna stay with you.
Alaska Airlines Flight 334, that is headed to Seattle. Why is Atlanta the busiest airport in the world? Because it has the most flights in and out, all the time, non-stop, never ending. In the next 7 days, 7,528 planes will depart from Atlanta.
All right, after the tug, we'll go behind it. Join Echo, monitor tower 19-1, Delta 18.
Coming in right now,
791.
that is JetLinks Aviation, Flight 716, coming in from Omaha. That is a Cessna 560 XL Citation XL. That is a lot of words for such a small plane. YouTube will also ask you cover up copyrighted music also, so you are good, Jennifer. If I go too long, right. I'll keep it short and sweet. It's either that or I sing, so, you know. That 17 looks like a toy between those 67s. For real. All right, we got a couple rolling up on the bend. We've got a United flight coming up. And that Alaska Airlines flight.
Behind the heavy, and go to hold short about 4.
Speedbird. I don't know about Speedbird. Darmok, tell me about Speedbird. I mean, I could Google it. But why? When I can Darmoogle it. Trademark right there.
Three, have a nice day.
Ground
Ground Delta 515, they've asked us to stay here for about a minute.
Delta 515, heavy, not a problem.
Good Foxtrot.
So I am located not too far from Hartsfield. I live in a northwest suburb of Atlanta, and I am in my Studio Bricks booth right now. And it is hot, so I'm going to open the door for a little bit, and hopefully we won't hear my two knucklehead dogs barking in the background. Whew! Sweet, sweet air conditioning. Oh, okay. Good question, Mark Aldridge. I see where you're going there. Delta headquarters are here at Hartsfield-Jackson. So it is a hub for Delta. We just had one takeoff and one landing there in the shot. Flying out, United Airlines Flight 204 headed to Chicago O'Hare, Boeing 737. Wheels are up on that one. 5:10 arrival time, Central Time.
Give way to an outbound RJ at ramp 4, and then you can turn left into the ramp.
You are very welcome, Mark.
Victor 109, Victor, left on limit to the ramp.
That's down with the ramp, you want to take that?
Zooming in there on Alaska Airlines, headed for Seattle. That is a Boeing 737.
Outbound RJ here, and then you can taxi in.
Dash 890.
Delta 35 Heavy, give way to company Airbus out of ramp 3. Give way to company Airbus out of 3. Delta 35 Heavy. Delta 526 on the ground, only 26 left, taxi via Foxtrot at ramp 4. Give way to an inbound 717 under 10. Alright, Foxtrot 26 left, 26 down. To the 662, monitor tower 19-1. Tower, Delta 662. 72377, monitor tower 19-1.
5:55 arrival expected for that Alaska Airlines flight in Seattle, 5:55 Pacific. Wheels are up there. And we are up over 1,000 feet.
735 on and down, hello, give way to the 75 from the right, and then runway.
Touching down, CL30, Bombardier Challenger 300. Where is it from? Don't know. Doesn't say.
You are going to follow an Airbus 321 from the left. Delta 35 Heavy at ramp 5. Give way to an outbound Frontier as well, please. Give way to Frontier out of ramp 5 for Delta 35 Heavy.
Close hello, this is Qatari 746 Heavy, that's Echo.
Victorville.
46 Heavy, correction 74 Victor Heavy on the ground.
High desert, huh?
And hold short of Foxtrot 5.
I don't know if I knew that there was an airplane graveyard there.
7 right, Lima Charlie, via Mike, hold short of Delta. I have to get a flow time of the Charlotte for you.
1 Mike, 27 right, Lima Charlie behind 75 by 2 o'clock right now. The 60.
Just one plane coming around the bend right now. That is Delta 821 heading for Boston. But we got half a dozen flights in the bullpen sneaking up on it. I'm quietly closing the door. This booth has a seal, so when you close the door and pull the handle up, it kind of in here. I got this booth in 2021. It came over on a ship from Spain in approximately 4,000 pieces. It took me and 2 college hunks like 6 hours to put it together. It's crazy. And we got to the end, and we had one piece left. I was looking for something in the closet today, and I found it, and I laughed.
12.329, tower 19.3, have a great day.
19.3, flight 9 with you.
Delta 735, they will call your seat from Town Van, Lima Alpha, reference.
Yes, Darmok, bullpen, sports ball.
19.3.
I really don't follow a lot of sports. I do like Atlanta United. Enjoy the soccer/football. Like some Olympic sports. Like figure skating and gymnastics. Not to be a stereotype, but oops. Owl attacks, though. Yeah, those owls. We actually have in our neighboring community, somebody has a little owl house with a owl cam on it, so you can log on and look at the owls and the baby owls. Ooh, owlets. They're super cute. In fact, I think recently somebody ended up rescuing an owlet. It was so tiny and it was injured because we have some hawks in the hood too. Some red-tailed hawks. And they ended up getting it to the Chattahoochee Refuge Center, I believe, to help that little owl get better. Little owl had an eye injury. It's very sad. All right, got a handful of planes in the bend now. Getting ready for departure. First up, Delta Flight 1683, headed for Chicago, O'Hare, Boeing 757.
Anyway, we'll work on it. Okay. Monitor tower 119.1.
A little bit of a lag here, bear with me. Wheels Up Flight 886, headed to Myrtle Beach. That is a Beach King Air 350i. 6-year-old plane. Whee!
Approaching Lima. Are you going to the ramp? Are you going to South Fargo? Ramp 9? Sorry, 746. Good, ramp 9. Ramp 9, confirm.
Duros Pet Sauce coming in from Cyprus. Cool. Thanks for joining us today. I'm Jen. Hi.
4 Victor Heavy, left on Lima to ramp number 9. Left on Lima, ramp number 9. Ramp number 10. 1648 on Mike, on to the tower on 9.
That is Delta Flight 2908 coming in from Kansas City. That flight is about an hour late coming in. It's a Boeing 757. Rolling out. Our flight to O'Hare. That is flight 1683, Boeing 757. 5:10 Central Time arrival expected. Wheels up there. Aha! So, true story. I actually host a true crime podcast. It's called What Makes a Killer. It is about, mostly but not entirely, serial killers. Awful ones. I mean, not only like the big American ones that everyone's heard of, but a lot of European ones that I was not familiar with until I started hosting that podcast. Man, some of them, they really love to chop people up and flush them down the toilet in Europe. I don't know what is up with that. Gross. But there are 4 seasons of What Makes a Killer. We are getting ready to start our 5th season, actually. Little cross promotion.
Mike, Charlie, everybody.
Denver City 249, give way to the heavy outbound at ramp 8 when you catch them.
4 north with, those 254 on the ground.
3 flights stacked up in the bend here.
Oh, the RC 6 left, southwest.
First one is to Monroe.
Kilo 4927, leave at a 5. Have a nice day.
Right behind it is a flight to San Antonio, coming around the bend. That's Delta Flight 1826. Ever been to Monroe, Louisiana? I have. Really good pie shop there called Lee's. Peanut butter icebox pie. I didn't even know that was a thing. Because I grew up in New Jersey. We weren't really pie people. We were Italian pastry type people. Man, peanut butter icebox pie. Whew. It's good. WestJet Flight 1590. Coming in from Calgary. You know what that means. It has been like an hour since I got to do this.
377, are you wanting runway 27 right, or are you set up for busiest left?
I had my volume down, so I'm going to have to bag it up and do it again. For our flight coming in from Calgary. That was a Boeing 737 MAX 8. All right, back to the bend. San Antonio, Shreveport, Minneapolis. Teeing up, ready to go. We're tracking a serial killer now. Saw 3 cases in the last 2 years. Are you sure you're not watching my YouTube? We have more watching than likes. Louie, get on that for me. I'm working the West Mesa serial killer out of New Mexico. Interesting. Yeah, Darmok's right. Smash that like button, you guys. Send me some hearts or some parties. Or I think you have other options in there. What else you got in there? Smiley face, a 100%. All welcome. Any emoji's welcome. We got a Southwest coming in. That Southwest flight coming in from LaGuardia. That was flight 187. Taking off, that's the flight to San Antonio, 1826, on an Airbus A320. So West Mesa serial killer, I need to read up on that. 1 million years ago, I worked at a TV station in El Paso, which also served parts of New Mexico up to Las Cruces. I love New Mexico. Is that a dabber? Is that a dabber emoji, Darmok? Oh, I need to find that emoji. That is hilarious. I love it. All right, in the bend. That is a Mitsubishi CRJ 900LR headed to Shreveport, Delta Connection, flight 5081. 4:51 Central Time expected there. That was a Suncoast flight coming in right behind, Sun Country, excuse me, flight coming from Washington.
Is that the Airbus Midway headline?
5081 to Shreveport rolling out. Wheels up. Hello, Ian Hiles. from near Prestwick in Scotland. You are joining us for our second Atlanta Flights live broadcast. Yesterday was the first one. That still qualifies you for OG status. Thanks for being here. Getting ready to roll here. Delta Flight 1573 to Minneapolis, Boeing 757-2060, 18-year-old plane. Scheduled for a 5:35 Central arrival. All right, we're rolling. It is 84 degrees right now in Minneapolis. Winds are out of the southwest at 11 miles per hour. It says conditions are cloudy. Hey, let's get a little check-in from your favorite weather nerd. It me. Let's see what we got going on the radar nationally. Let's see if we got any thunderstorms popping anywhere. We do. Not surprising for early June. Southeast is very quiet except Florida. Nothing going on in Minneapolis, but lots of showers and thunderstorms in the upper Midwest, the Dakotas, Nebraska, Montana, into the Rockies. Actually, the West is very unsettled. Got some moderate rain coming ashore in Washington, Eastern Oregon. Got some showers and storms. But lucky for us, we've got a dry northwesterly flow coming in to north and central Georgia. Humidity is low, lots of sunshine, winds relatively light. Good flying weather here.
United 652 at ramp 5, give way to the Delta Airbus, it's going to be left to right.
Okay, inside, we'll give way, United.
Temperature still at 82 degrees at Hartsfield-Jackson. Winds out of the north-northwest, 7 miles an hour. I have many a day on the Renaissance Atlanta balcony watching the action. Great place. Yeah, that is usually where we are shooting from, Mr. Hiles. Just on the ground now, that is Delta Flight 2244 coming in from Columbus, the Boeing 737.
Endeavor 5350 Atlanta ground, give way to the Delta Airbus coming up off your left and the track 26 left the Afoxtrot.
Southwest Flight 2879 coming around the bend. Also got a Pilatus. It is Pilatus, right? PC-12 right there. That is getting ready to go to a place called Not Available. I hear it's lovely this time of year. Hey, don't forget to hit that subscribe button too. We will be back again next week. That is Southwest Airlines Flight 2879 headed for Denver. Boeing 737-7K5. Scheduled for a 5 p.m. arrival in Denver, 5 p.m. Mountain.
3 Atlanta ground, give way to the company Airbus is going to be coming up off your left and taxi runway 26 left via Echo short of Charlie.
Alright, we'll give way to the Airbus on the left side. Echo short of Charlie.
Delta 1703, and then the taxi, just follow that Airbus coming up off your left, hold short of Charlie.
I will follow the Airbus up the left side. Hold short of Charlie for Delta 1703. Ground for 6000, port 12 on this year, Delta 23.
Port 12 Atlanta ground, Fox 5.
Vinegar. I believe it was a raspberry vinaigrette. Wheels up for our Southwest flight to Denver. Oh, Chris, you keep telling me it's the first way, but I can't remember that far back. I can't remember what I said 15 minutes ago. Coming in right now.
To the center taxi.
Banana plane.
7 right, Charlie,
That is Spirit Airlines Flight 1220 coming in from Boston. Ahead of schedule. It's an Airbus A320. So I've just confirmed it with the powers that be. We're going to be here for a little Monday morning madness. We're going to do 10A to 1P Eastern Time on Monday morning. This is Delta Flight 2432 to New Orleans. Airbus A321. Up above 1,000 feet and climbing. Yes, please subscribe and like. Hello, LH-DDD from Germany. Welcome to the party. The plane party.
Going to 19, Tango 19.
United 2464, Atlanta ground, taxi to the ramp.
Which part of Germany, if I may inquire?
Skywest 3889, Atlanta ground, give with the RJ coming up off your left with taxi 26 left via Echo short of Charlie.
Touching down, Delta Flight 2474 coming from Huntsville. It's a Boeing 717.
Delta 377, continue on Echo, Monitor Tower 19.1.
Echo 19.1, Delta 377.
Kilometer 8, Mike Tango, Monitor Tower 19.1.
Monitor 19.1, ground sky 3889, just want to verify you wanted us on Echo or on short of Charlie?
Skywest 3889, I want you on Echo, so there at ramp 5, join Echo, short of Charlie.
Alright, we'll join Echo, short of Charlie. The ground up 1512, we're at 1 north, we just need to make a 180 background.
Delta Flight 1549 to Memphis. About to take off here. That's a Boeing 737. 84 degrees in Memphis right now.
That was Delta 1450 at Memphis.
That's affirmative, we're at 2 north.
Expecting a 4:48 Central arrival time on that flight to Memphis.
Delta 1450, roger. Proceed via right turn on Foxtrot, give way to outbound 73 at ramp 3, and then expect to transition through ramp 4.
Alright, right time, right turn.
Memphis expecting 726 departures from Memphis International Airport in the next 7 days.
Hopefully that company is doing a 180 and then Foxtrot to the ramp.
Very good.
Delta 2622 Atlanta ground. Give way that 75 is completing their 180 there at ramp 1 and then...
Little lull in the action here for the moment. Doros Pet Sauce. We haven't been hiding. We just started. Yesterday was our first live broadcast. Today is day 2. You are here. You are in on the ground floor. We are happy you're here. Please smash that subscribe button. I don't know. Smash that like button and smash that subscribe button. It just makes me laugh. It makes me laugh to say it.
Call the 717 on Echo and 91 Delta 28%.
Yes, 10 a East Coast, 10 a Eastern Daylight Time on Monday. What's today? The 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th. Air Canada coming in. That is a flight coming in from Montreal. Here we go. Air Canada Express, operated by Jazz Hands Aviation, flight 567, coming in on a Mitsubishi CRJ 900 LR.
Denver 4960, you're right on Foxtrot, right on Delta, shorter 6 knots.
Airline 3889, your sequence is the 737 coming up off of your right. Follow them on Air Tower 19.1.
I'll follow 73 and 19.1 today. Ground Delta 733 normal.
Delta 1737, Atlanta ground, runway 226 left, taxi via Foxtrot.
So I was talking about this a little earlier, since we have a bit of a lull here. For my birthday last night, a couple friends and I watched Terrifier 2. Terrifier is the Art the Clown movies. They are wild. They are so over the top. Art the Clown never says a word. Ever. Ever. He's the clown who's in black and white, has the big sort of white protruding nose, tiny little top hat. Quite a thirst for blood. Guys, it is gross. It is insane. It is over the top. It is so brutal that it's kind of funny. I mean, I don't know, maybe I need therapy. I probably definitely need therapy, but I like horror movies. I like horror movies that make me laugh. I mean, I like, you know, good ones too. I don't just like terrible ones.
Delta 1737, your sequence, Monarch Tower 19.1.
Munich and Stuttgart. All right, LHDDD. Montreal is Pierre Elliott Trudeau International Airport. Thank you, John Southwell. Of course we can, John Southwell. Not only can we do it, but we can do it better while we're doing 3 other things probably. But thank you. We are very glad to have you here. Thank you, Doros, for the birthday martini champagne cake combo. I went for a glass of rosé, and then I had a Bud Light Lime. Mock me, it's fine, I get it, but we had like wings and stuff for dinner. What are you gonna do? Can't drink rosé with wings. It's like against the law. Had some fried pickles too, which is very much a southern thing. If you have never tried a fried pickle, put it on the top of your priority list. They are very good. I'm a fan. We went for medium buffalo wings, lemon pepper wings, and then this place we like to get wings from does a Texas peat dust wing. My friend who was here only eats flats. She doesn't like the drums because they are veiny and they creep her out. I prefer the flats, but I'm fine either way. But we went all flats last night, and you know what? I didn't hate it. I might do that from now on. Hey, John Southwell, you said it, not me. Darmok, what is this little, what is that little emoji right there? Is that like a Is that like a queen with pink hair? Thank you, community watchdog. Appreciate the compliment.
4931 Atlanta ground, Fox Park for the ramp, out ramp to Goodway to an aircraft doing a 180.
So again, I wonder, are we looking at a tower change here? Is that why things have slowed down? As this is day 2 for me. Real talk, I am not an aviation expert. I am a talk with my face parts expert, a retired meteorologist, a former TV news reporter slash anchor slash weather forecaster. Worked at the Weather Channel as a meteorologist for the better part of 9 years. Got up at the crack of creation until I just could not do it anymore. So yes, I am not an aviation expert.
Okay, thanks.
29.3
Virtual hug, great job, nothing on radar.
All right, have a great day, thanks.
Is that like your metaphorical radar or like actual radar? Yeah, things are very slow at the moment. Which means in like 10 minutes it's going to be nuts, but that means I get to continue to talk about really important stuff, like what's your favorite wing flavor? There's a wing place here that makes lemon yaki wings, a mixture of lemon pepper and teriyaki. Those are pretty good. I like those. I like spicy, but not crazy spicy. Like medium or hot is generally my limit. I'm not up for any sort of nuclear face melting situation. When I eat really spicy food, my eyeballs, like right here, sweat. It's not cute.
Over 2473 Atlanta ground, Fox Park Business.
Oh, John Southwell. I mean, I can do that. Let's see.
9 monitor tower, 19.1.
All right, so 81 degrees right now. Fahrenheit. That is 27 degrees Celsius. For all the rest of you reasonable people around the world who all use Celsius, and us the Fahrenheit holdouts. I wish we would all just convert to metric. It would make things so much easier. But old habits die hard. All right, coming in right now. Delta Flight 381 coming in from LAX on an Airbus A321. Touching down. That flight is about 25 minutes early. That's a 6-year-old plane right there. LAX right now. Oof, 66 degrees in LA right now with winds out of the southwest at 11 miles an hour. That is 19 degrees Celsius for you non-Americans.
All right, we will continue on to Victor, left turn on Echo, short of hotel, and we'll give company call up close.
I think we got a banana on the way in. Put temperature in the bar below, just a suggestion. I will pass that along to the powers that be. I don't control the bar. I don't control that bar. Oh, that banana just took a turn. It's not coming here. Wait. No, I must be looking at the wrong thing. What is that plane doing? Huh. Wonder what's going on there. That Spirit flight coming from Chicago to Atlanta just took a hard right turn to the north, so I guess they are taking the scenic route. Thank you, John Southwell. Appreciate the comment. Smash that subscribe button. Ding! Okay. Got a couple departures teeing up now.
2062 minus down on 1 out of 23.
193 Delta, 26 getting.
Got a flight a flight to Milwaukee, heading for the bend.
Flight 1, Atlanta ground, right turn on Foxtrot, where are you going?
Fox with Delta North, Flight 1.
Flight 1, roger, right on Foxtrot, hold short, runway 26 left, at taxiway Delta.
Fox short of 26 left at Delta, Flight 1.
Ground Delta 848, Victor over answer. Delta 848, Atlanta ground, Foxtrot 3. Foxtrot 3, Delta 848.
Ground Delta 1281, now going to Bravo 12.
Delta 1281, roger, straight into 2, or right turn on 2.
Right turn in.
Okay.
1281, have a good day.
Atlanta ground, just in, open on.
Delta 848, hold short of taxiway.
Gotta refresh real quick here, friends.
Delta 1281, change of plans. I guess they want you to go through 1 to get to 2, so right turn there on Hotel, right turn on Foxtrot and turn 1.
Will we catch the Air France arrival?
Turn on Foxtrot and we'll go through ramp
Let me
1.
see. If it's
Delta 1281.
coming in on a northern runway, absolutely. Oh, I see it.
Ground Delta 815, Victor
We
Luke.
should.
Delta 815 and then down Foxtrot 2 enable.
Foxtrot 2, enable roughly.
All right, this is flight 1847 to Milwaukee. That's an Airbus A321. I do see that Air France flight coming in. Hopefully we're going to catch that. That is an Airbus A350 coming in from Paris.
2735, shot 19.
Touch 10, monitor tower 19.1.
All right, wheels up for Milwaukee.
3 after 321, Delta 848.
Yeah, I think we Delta 2643 2 south, Delta 2643 running around, or 27 right taxi. 27 right be a send taxi, Delta 2643.
Southwest 1144, 3 south.
Daniel Yeager,
44 running around, or
your
27 right taxi,
hometown.
these kind of things.
Is that Paris?
No, that's kind of what they're doing.
Too far south.
But AC heavy running around, or 27 right taxi, DLT motion around.
Lima Alpha Delta 2, or 27 Delta 32.
Delta 1144, give us the heavy.
All right, two planes in the bend.
Southwest 1144 will come. Atlanta Delta 27083 north, taxi.
Delta 2708, Atlanta ground, give way to an inbound Airbus and then taxi to 6 left via Foxtrot.
Pacific Buffalo Foxtrot, after an inbound Airbus. November.
Delta 2690, Atlanta ground.
Okay, heading out right now. We've got Delta Connection, a Delta Connection, flight 5506, headed for the Golden Triangle, which is right near Tupelo, Mississippi. That is a Mitsubishi CRJ-900LR. That is the fuzz coming to get me for not being able to pronounce Pilatus or Pilatus or Pilates plane. It's a crime. I'm guilty. Take me in. Milwaukee. I was close. Hello, Daniel Yeager. Born and raised in Milwaukee. Perhaps still there? Yep, it's for me. The 5-0. Being arrested for pronunciation crimes. All right, teeing up right here.
2127, Victor Luke.
Delta Flight 2102 to Huntsville. It's a Boeing 717.
Class 3, Delta 2127, thank you.
It is scheduled for a 4:29 Central Time arrival. Ooh, Louie's going to Melbourne. Nice. Fun. Jelly. Have a good time. Daniel Yeager, I have only been to Milwaukee once, but I absolutely loved it. Had a great time. Went to this little sort of secret speakeasy bar with a weird entrance. Not far from the Fonz. We had just gotten our picture taken with the Fonz, and then we like just happened upon this little, oh god, like a secret agent bar. I cannot remember. This was at least 10 years ago. But we had been in Madison, and then we were in Milwaukee. Loved them both. Oh, so many cheese curds in Madison. Can't wait to go back.
Delta 2708, monitor tower, 19.1. Delta 2690 at ramp 5, going echo, hold short at Charlie.
Ramp 5, echo, short Charlie, Delta 2690.
Delta 1008 at ramp 5, going echo, short at Charlie.
All right. We have quite a few departures stacking up here now. 215 years. Sounds about right. I felt that way about my first 18 years in New Jersey. This is Delta Flight 1112.
Sorry about that. Continue on Foxtrot 25.
Headed to Midway. That is an Airbus A320.
Delta 2206, Atlanta ground, Foxtrot to 3.
Foxtrot to 3, Delta 2206.
Sentinel aircraft departure is Oscar, now current altimeter 2985.
You got 10 in the loop for ramp 1.
Plus 10, speed to ramp.
Hit a ramp, touch
Flight 1112 to Midway. Rolling now. That is an Airbus A320.
Outbound at ramp 1.
That is a 31-year-old plane.
We'll give way to 1 outbound at ramp 1, touch 10.
5:42 Central arrival expected there. Wheels are up. Yeah, true story. There a few go to Midway, most to O'Hare, but some to Midway. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, half a dozen flights stacked up behind it. We got a banana plane on the way in. Spirit Airlines Flight 1784 coming from O'Hare, speak at the devil, on an Airbus A320.
Yes, sir, got his big bus for jumping north. Tailgate right on Mike, short of ramp 5. Right on Mike, short of ramp 5.
Delta 374, continue all the way out, monitor tower 19.1. Delta 1008.
Okay.
The Airbus is coming up off your right side.
Delta Flight 2058
Monitor tower 19.1.
headed to Grand Rapids. Airbus A321. Scheduled for a 6:41 Eastern arrival. Wheels up there and climbing.
For Atlanta ground.
On the way in, that is a Spirit Airlines Flight 1147 coming in from Cleveland. That is an Airbus A320. I like the little swoosh on the tail there. Look at Maji, our camera person, reading my mind, zooming in on the tail. John Southwell says A320 and A321 are beautiful planes. Okay. Where are you going on July 2nd? John Southwell, I ask in a non-stalkered, simply curious way. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 planes coming up on the bend right now. Uh-oh. Pronunciation crimes. They're coming for me.
Maintenance 284, Atlanta ground.
Request permission for the North Complex taxiway. We'll go to all runways, all passengers aircraft.
Maintenance 284, proceed as requested.
Okay, first up in our little bend cluster is Delta Flight 2086, headed for Des Moines. That is a Boeing 717. Behind it, we got flights to Detroit, Portland, Oregon, Sacramento, and then we have the airport fuzz. I do not know what's going on there. I wish I did. It is too bad airport police vehicles don't show up on my flight tracker. That would be cool. Varadero. Oh, Blickfang, there's airport police on the runway a second ago in like an SUV. There it is. I don't know what they're doing. Fuzz is American slang for the police, airport security. Going to Varadero for a wedding and beach holiday. For those that don't know, Varadero is Cancun or Punta Cana of Cuba. Oh, huh, interesting. I have not been to Cuba, but whew, I would love to go. Coming in right now, that is a Flex Jet, Flight 435 coming out of Tampa. Ugh, we went over this yesterday. Embraer? I think that's right. Embraer Praetor 500. Rob H. giving us a heads up on a FedEx plane coming in. Is that on our side of the airport? Or is that on the south side? I'm not sure. LHDDD, yes, Atlanta is the HQ for Delta, which is why we have so many Delta flights coming in and out. They are our hometown airline. And the primary reason that Hartsfield-Jackson is considered the busiest airport in the world. Kids, we are coming up on the 5 p.m. hour here in Atlanta. So we are getting ready to wrap things up here. We'll get a couple more in before we go. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to hit that like button. That keeps us around. Pays the electric bill. Coming in right now, that is Southwest Flight 960 from Washington, D.C. Boeing 737 there. I am sorry, Blick, but good news. We will be back on Monday, 10 a.m. Eastern Time. So that is 10 a.m. New York, Atlanta time.
Get ready to 57, Fox, short of 26 left at Charlie, Tailgate.
Tailgate, monitor tower 19.1.
Over to 19.1, Tailgate.
All right, kids. Let's get you one more. One for the road. Varadero. I am very jealous. Send pictures. Can you put pictures in the chat? Come back and show us some pictures. Rob H., I see you asking for FedEx, and I would like to grant your wish, but I do not control the camera, unfortunately.
Yeah, go down to Lima 14, swing deck, left on Lima, and then go to Ranch 9. Lima 14, make a left. Backtrack on Lima.
Coming in right now, that is Delta Flight 2306 coming from Knoxville. It's a Boeing 717. And that's going to be it for us, kids. Thank you for joining us for our second ever broadcast for Atlanta Flights Live. If you missed anything, you can catch the entire thing on YouTube. Otherwise, join us here Monday, June 12th, 10 a to 1 p. with me and USA Livestream. Until then, have a great weekend, everybody. Take care. Talk soon.